Casey, our first question is coming from Casey Holdall with Trailblazers.com.
Damian, how do you feel like you guys came out tonight, and particularly in the second quarter too? It seems like you guys got some play from the bench tonight that seemed like maybe what you guys have been looking for in terms of production.
I like the way we started the game. I thought our energy was up. We was flying around, communicating, and it was the kind of game that we need to play, especially with CJ and Nurk being out. That second group, they came out and they were sharp. They were making shots. The ball was moving. We were active in our zone, and it was the way we need to play. When they came into the game, we pushed the lead up. They brought life into the game. And if we're going to be a successful team, that's the kind of effort that we need. Shots aren't always going to fall, but it's that mentality and the energy that was, moving on the floor that we're going to need from that group.
Next question is coming from AJ McCord with Coin6.
Hey, Dame. So Derek and Coach both really talked about how much the days off helped put more of an emphasis on some new defensive things that you guys are trying to do. How much do you feel like that showed up in the game tonight at the critical points?
Well, I thought it was huge for us, not just down the stretch of the game, but just from the jump. We played more zone. We had more activity. I think being in that zone made us communicate better tonight. It was because you got to talk out the switches and the bumps and just moving around and being on the string. And it made us communicate. It got our activity up, and we rebounded well out of it. But I think just that week of practice, being able to tighten up things. Usually in the season, you don't have the luxury of going out and being 5-on-5 and just staying sharp while playing. And this week we had 2 games canceled, so we was able to get up and down. We was able to get our 5-on-0 in, and be active and really lock into having real practices. And I think it paid off for us in the game.
Next question is coming from Nick Krupke with KPTV.
Dan, congrats off the floor. Obviously a big weekend for you in life. You've been successful at raising one baby, raising 2 at a time. Seems wild. What makes you just happy right now, man?
It was, I felt a lot of joy. I was happy. Obviously I've had Dame Jr. almost 3 years now. And, I think I don't think I know. The thing that I enjoy and love the most is being his dad and, going home to him every night and being around him every day. That's something that I think has allowed me to be a better player, because I don't take wins and losses home, and I'm not as emotional about it once I leave the arena. And, he just brings me that happiness and that peace and, that love that I know I'm going to have regardless of, like I said, whether we win or lose or whether I'm struggling or whatever the case may be. And, I think I went into it this time, as an experienced parent, and bringing these 2 in, it was just a different feeling. I was really happy. I was really at peace. And, I was with my fiance the last, 3 or 4 days. I've been laying on the hospital bed since Wednesday. I haven't been in my own bed. But the feeling is unmatched, having a daughter and having another son. And, I'm a real dad now. I'm a daddy now, man. But it was a great feeling. It's been a great week. And I've been in a really happy place because of it, even though it's been draining, to be in the hospital all week and then have to come out here and play.
Next question is coming from Aaron Fentress with the Oregonian.
Damian, you also gave birth to a shoe this last couple of days. Can you talk about the significance of the design of your new shoe?
Which one?
The OKC one with your stats from the bottom. A lot of people have been talking about that.
Yeah, it's honestly it's a part of what do you call it? A series of shoes that Adidas has been working on, where they're acknowledging, guys with the brand's 50-point games. So, it wasn't just my shoe. It was, other guys across the brand. I think you should be expecting, shoes from, like the D Roses and James Hardens and guys who score 50 points having a shoe, based on that night. And for mine, they chose the OKC game. And, you know, I think I've had other games to choose from, but, you know, I'm ready to, you know, let that moment go, you know, so that's why I think I would have liked it to be a different game, because I don't want it to come off as I'm just living in a moment from 2 years ago, you know. So obviously it was a big moment, but you know, it is what it is.
Also, Harry, Giles, and Simons talked this week about how important this week was for them with the extra practice time to sort of build themselves up and get ready. How do you think they responded today?
I thought they responded really well. You know, obviously, Ant had a really good game. He was out there for extended minutes, you know, so I'm sure that helps and allows for that to happen, you know, with the opportunity. And Harry was really good as well. You know, the numbers may not jump off the board, but I thought he rebounded the ball really well. You know, he just made a lot of winning plays. You know, he had one possession where he goes to the rim, he gets knocked down, he falls on the baseline in front of our bench. No call, he get up, sprint back. They take a shot in transition, and he's the guy that ends up with the rebound, you know, on the other end. So it's plays like that, you know, where the effort and the, you know, holding himself to that standard of being out of the play and sprinting back and getting into the play. We need every play like that from him. And I thought he had a great game for us. He had a positive impact on the game. And I definitely think having basically a week of practice helped both of those guys, because you go from playing, you know, spot minutes, you know, sometimes getting a DNP, and now you got to know every set. You got to know situations. You got to just kind of click your mind into things that it didn't have to be into, because you playing spot minutes. Some nights you might not play. So it was huge for him. I could tell everybody was locked in because they knew that their number could be called. And I think it showed in the game tonight.
Next question is coming from Rachel Nichols with ESPN.
Hey, Dame, congratulations on the Twins.
Hey, thank you.
I'm working on a project about Kobe Bryant, and I'm asking guys, what do you remember about the very first time you played against him?
The very first time I played against him was a preseason game in like Carson. I think it was in Carson. What are they? Ontario, maybe? Is where they play in preseason? We played them in a preseason game, and I just remember going out there and seeing Kobe lined up over there, and I was just like, man, I wonder if he's gonna come out here and take it hard and take it serious, or is he gonna come out and you know and take it easy as just a preseason game? And I remember just watching him, you know, just like I'm really about to line up against Kobe, you know, and that was like my first memory.
Did you guys talk back and forth throughout the game? Was there any move he pulled that caught your attention, or vice versa?
No, I mean, I was just in awe of the fact that I was on the, you know, my very first game of the preseason was against Kobe, you know, and they had Dwight and all those guys on the team. And I just remember, like, I didn't say nothing to him and he didn't really say nothing to me. I was just like, I didn't know what to say. You know, I didn't know how to act or whatever. I just went out there and played, and we ended up playing well. We won the game. So that was that. But I just remember being kind of in awe of, like, this is Kobe, you know.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right, last question is coming from Kerry Eggers.
Hi, Dame. This first time I was at the arena with no fans this season. How different has that been for you? And what are your thoughts about the atmosphere? How much do you miss the fans?
Honestly, I'm not a fan of it. You know, I think when we played in the bubble, which I don't want to go back to, but I think when we played in the bubble, the environment was set up for it to feel different. You know, it was smaller venues. They had screens up. We had virtual fans. You had team personnel and a bunch of media in the building. So it just, you know, you felt some energy inside the building, and it didn't feel like we was in, you know, big 20, 25,000 arenas. And then now it just feels, you know, empty and dry, and almost like a scrimmage type of vibe until you fully get into the action. I miss the fans. You know, I can't wait till we have fans back. You know, I think that's when you're going to get like some of the best basketball that we've had in a long time, because of the energy that's going to be pumped back into the building and into the games, the excitement, the momentum, like the energy that fans bring to a game is unbelievable. And I've always known that, but having to play these games without fans in empty arenas, I've never felt it more than I do now. You know, and I'm sure all the other players feel the same way.
All right, thanks, Dame.
All right, so